Hello again, local search friends. Welcome to another Whitespark Weekly. Today, I want to talk to you about getting your listing removed from Yelp. There is like a specific case where it can happen, so I'm going to discuss that case, and I think it's good to start with an example. So let me show you a listing that got removed. Do you know that Yext had a listing on Yelp? Well, they do. Check it out. They have a listing. And you know, it's not looking so good for Yext here. They have one guy update his review. He originally went with 5 stars. Total scam. This company is unethical and will not give you straight answers. What a waste of money. Sorry, Yext. These are not very good reviews. So they've got a really bad Yelp listing with lots of negative reviews. Obviously some good ones because it bounces out. But, you know, if you run a search for Yext on Yelp, let's have a look here. Yext near New York. Nothing interesting. And then if I do a Google search for Yelp.com, let's do a site calling Yelp.com. Yext, anything? Just some like forums. Oh, the best Yext in New York. So anyways, you can't find the listing. And I can show you why you can't find the listing. Because if you view the page source, let's look at this. No index. Look at that. They have specified a robot no index on this listing. So what's the deal? How do you do that? Why is it that Yext doesn't have a listing? Well, okay. Before you get all excited about this, there is a reason, and it is a valid reason. So I'll get to that in a minute. And before I get into that, also, I want to speak to all the small business owners out there that have a Yelp listing that hate Yelp because Yelp is only publishing their negative listings and not their positive listings. Unfortunately for you, it's very unlikely you're going to be able to get your listing removed from Yelp. Yelp simply doesn't do it. So if you're like a local restaurant or a plumber or a roofer or appliance repair or a lawyer or a dentist and you don't like your Yelp listing, you want to get it taken down because it doesn't look good, it doesn't reflect your business, you're losing business. Unfortunately, you're mostly out of luck. Yelp talks about this in their guidelines. Let's take a look at that. Can I remove my business from Yelp? So Yelp publishes business listing information so that consumers can share their experiences about local businesses. And because that information is typically a matter of public record and public concern. Therefore, we don't remove such information from the site. So it's really, Yelp will refer you to this and say, we don't remove listings. If people want to complain about your business, Yelp is the platform for them to do that. And you don't really have grounds to ask us to remove your listing. So it's a matter of public record and concern, according to Yelp. So if you are a small local business, you're not very likely to get your listing removed. So let's go back to Yext. How did they do this? Why is it that Yext has their listing removed? And I'll show you another example. Joy Hawkins pointed out another interesting example. Here's a company, Yodel. So Yodel has a listing, 104 reviews, they're all 1 star. It's even worse than Yext. So just lots of people complaining. If I could give the company 0 stars, bad organization, be careful. Basically, people aren't too happy with Yodel and they have expressed such concerns on Yelp. But look at this. Take a look at the source. And again, there it is. They've no indexed the listing. So how? Why did these 2 businesses manage to get their listings removed from Yelp? Keep mixing up Yext and Yelp. Okay, so what are the guidelines for adding a business to Yelp? This is why these businesses have been removed. It really comes down to this eligibility. So originally my thought was, oh my God, Yext, Yodel, some of these other companies, they're paying off Yelp to get their listing removed. I no longer think that. Fortunately, I have a group of critical thinkers around me that I can bounce things off of, and we had a little chat about this, Joy and other local search people, and Joel Headley was smart enough to point this out. So Joel Headley pointed out that some businesses simply aren't eligible for a listing on Yelp. And so they're less interested in showing online only, business to business, and direct seller businesses. So Yelp doesn't actually want these types of businesses on the Yelp platform. They're looking to list local businesses. It says right up here, we try to list every service or business in which there's some kind of local experience or interaction. Yext doesn't really have that. They're this like online in the cloud business. They don't really fall under Yelp's eligibility rules. And it's the same thing with Yodel. It's the same thing with many of these e-commerce, software as a service type companies. You can probably create a listing on Yelp and leave reviews, but Yelp doesn't really want those. You're really trying to look for businesses with some kind of local experience or interaction. So this is what's happened. Yext and Yodel probably have a direct relationship with Yelp because they manage listings. And this probably came up in their partner review. Oh, hey, you've got these listings on Yelp. They're not really eligible and they should be removed. So if you are a e-commerce only, B2B only, or software as a service type business, you probably have grounds to get your listing removed. You can have people report it. But if you are a local business, chances are pretty slim that you're going to get your listing removed. That's pretty unlikely. Here's another example. FindLaw. FindLaw has some listings. Google is another great example. Google has a listing on Yelp, but it has been removed as well. You can always just check if it's been removed. If I do a Control F for no index, there it is. So this Google listing's been removed too. And that makes sense. Google's not like a real local interaction type company. So I should also show you how do you find these. Well, basically you can kind of guess at it because of Yelp's general URL structure. So it's yelp.ca/biz, and then it's usually the business name dash city name. So in this case, and then oftentimes they have a 2. Does Yext have a second listing? No, that one just redirects back. Let's try -3. No, it redirects back. But sometimes they have multiple ones. So Yodel Austin -2. No, redirect. But basically it's business name and then city, and you can sometimes guess to see if a business happens to have a Yelp listing that has been no indexed. So that's the way you find them. You just kind of get a guess at the URL. All right, so that's it. If you're a local business, you're probably out of luck because of this information here. Can I remove my business? Nope, you really can't. But if you are a online business, you could maybe get your listing removed from Yelp, and that's how. So that's all I got for you this week. I hope you have yourself an excellent rest of the week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.